Hello everybody, this is DKG Avos, and I'm here to show you a game that I just played. This is, well, I mean, in response to kind of like Husky's ladder anxiety. Oh, no, let's get production, and I can't remember what the thing is for the nameplates right now. Name panel, control N. I hit Shift N. What a noob. Anyway, this is kind of in response to Husky's old series, Ladder Anxiety, and it's kind of one of those things where I don't play a whole lot of 1v1. I end up spending a whole lot of time casting and doing a lot of team management kind of stuff. Let me close this down real quick so that you don't spoil too much. And there we go. Perfect. Nailed it. Anyway, so this is a game that I just played. This was my first game of the day. And you can see there that I did cancel that extractor. I do that extractor trick pretty much every game now. It gives you a little bit of an advantage so that you've got a drone lead just a little earlier. You can see on my income that I'm just a bit ahead of him because I've got that one extra drone. So, I mean, it helps a little. It gives you a little bit of an edge, but it really doesn't matter until you get up to Masters or better with that edge. Now you can see that he's got this pylon here. He is looking to forge fast expand is what it looks like. I don't know that yet because, I mean, if you look at my vision, I haven't scouted him yet. I've got one on the way. This is obviously a PVZ, and so I was a little bit worried, not about cannon rushes, but based on my scout path, I scouted around a little bit here, and I scouted my mineral line, and then went down here. I should have scouted in a little further, because I'm worried about proxy 2 gates. Those are something that I tend to have an issue with because I do expand first. I have a tendency to expand first on almost every matchup that I play except for CVZ. And you can see that he goes Forge first, which means that he could cannon rush me. And so with this Forge first, fast expand, he could have gone Nexus first, which is a great feeling as Protoss, I imagine, just because normally, you know, you end up having to deal with early pressure from Zerg, is what it feels like. A lot of Protoss are really panicky about that. That's why the pylon scout, that scout after pylon, happens so frequently. You can see that he can tell that my spawning pool is now down. Cannon rushes are still not out of the question. I don't want to deal with cannon rushes too much. But I'm just content to sit back and do my own thing, guys. I'm going to macro up. I have snuck this little sneaky drone in here just to see what's going on. You know, I do, if I can get it in before the cannons go up, then I will try and sneak that drone off into the corner somewhere, try and keep him off, just so that I can scout around later. And then I get really antsy, and then instead of at like 7 or 8 minutes, probably around 8 minutes is when you'd start seeing tech from a Protoss that Forge fast expands. I end up sacrificing that drone probably around like 5 or 6 because I get really antsy and I just want to know everything. There's a nice proxy pylon right there, so if he's going to 4-gate me or anything like that, I'm pretty much screwed. I also have a tendency to drone really hard, and that kind of bites me in a lot of matches. I will drone way too hard. I don't know how that cannon ended up seeing my Overlord here. I had him placed right about here. I might have had him too close to the edge. Might have been peeking over just a little bit. You can see that there's a Zealot here, probably just going to block the... Oh no, he's totally walled that in. He doesn't want anything getting in. He doesn't want any scouting of any sort. So it seems like there's going to be something cheeky going on. And like I said, I did just get done playing this match, but, I mean, we want a little bit of benefit of the doubt here. We want some suspension of disbelief. Maybe it's going to be a fun match. Maybe it's going to be really neat. It's a storytelling thing. I'm going to go for my third base because I have seen that he has expanded and that he's droning up a little. I don't see a whole lot of units. So, I mean, I just don't want to... I want to macro really hard in this game. My first game of the day, I usually want to macro really hard just to see what's going on, or just to get warmed up, rather. A little probe, you need to get back to work, buddy. And as you can see here, I started scouting around. I see that there's only a cyber core and nothing else. It's at 6 minutes. Avos, what are you doing? That's too early. And now his probe is looking for me. He saw it out of the corner of his eye, and he's under attack. Oh, well, I believe that this drone is all but lost. I'm trying as hard as I can to see some sort of tech, but there's nothing to be found. It's too early. he hasn't dropped any, and so I'm just going to shift Q all the way around. You can see that I'm trying really hard these days to not get supply blocked, and he finally gets a surround. A little bit of mining time lost there, but I mean, this is only Platinum League, let's be honest, I'm not that good. He was high Platinum though, if that makes any difference. It doesn't, that's a joke. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The only time that I think that you start making a distinction is there's my drone transfer. A little bit late, as you can see, but you know what? Fully saturated, I was oversaturated here, even with all those drones. And these are hopefully... These ended up getting miscued somehow. They ended up right in this area, not even on the mineral patch, which I don't understand. You saw that rally point. It was on the minerals. It was on there. Eventually I'll come over here and collect those drones. I mean, I'm missing a few larva injects, but again, first game of the day. Let's focus more on this queen than anything else. There it is. I see those drones. Get them off. Get mining. We're good to go. Now it's about 8 minutes, and... this tech is all the way over here. Now, I was a little dumb here. And, this Overlord? This cannon. You're going to see the issue later. Okay, so I drop a Roach Warren and an Evo Chamber because I realize that I haven't been pressured at all, and it's 8 minutes. I'm going for a Spire right now, just because I love mutas for this map. They're really fast. I really love having that sort of thing. And you'll notice that I'm clicking, and I'm trying to tell myself to larva inject, even though the game's already over. Larva inject, Avos. Larva. 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 Ready? Larva. Larva. It's not happening. My timing's a little off. But I did see, when I moved that Overlord in, I saw this Phoenix come in, and then out of the corner of my eye, I saw the Oracle. When I saw the Phoenix, I started dropping Spore Crawlers to hopefully protect as many as I could. And you can see that he's going to get one. It looks like just one there. Two. He got two. Count them, 3, 4. But we're going to scare him off for now, because he's not going to be able to do too much. I've got too many Spore Crawlers in there, and 4 is not enough to make up for that. So I'm content just macroing now. I know that I can hold off a decent amount of his army, because he's only going air right now. I don't see this, though. This is the problem with this. I don't send another Overlord into this pocket right here. I need to get better at that. I do send an Overlord up here, but as I told you earlier, that cannon, huge problem. The Phoenix stepped in with that cannon and locked me out. I knew that he was going for some sort of air, but without any sort of detection on this fleet beacon, all I know is that there's a Phoenix, and that doesn't do me a whole lot as far as information goes. And it looks like that probe not going to be able to get where he wants to go. And he is keeping pretty good map vision. I'm not doing so well on that. This Oracle obviously just sitting right here. My queens are going to try and take that out as best as possible, but I don't think they're quite fast enough to take out an Oracle. I mean, I get it as far as taking it down to hull, but not quite there. Sorry, guys. But because I did see that there was that Stargate tech going, I ended up going for Hydras, and I always get Hydra speed before... Get that larva inject. There we go. See, sometimes it works. I've got my upgrades going a little bit late, but I've got Hydra tech going. I go Hydra speed before I get the grooved spines. I just think it works out a little bit better that way. And I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, wow, wait a minute. I think it's about time for a 4th base. No, I don't have map hacks knowing that he expanded. I just knew that he didn't have pressure. So if there's no pressure, you can see my money. I need more larva, so I just drop some more. So now I'm going to start building my army because I see that I've got a huge bankroll here, and I just need to build an army. I saw the air tech, I saw that he wasn't attacking me, and now I'm worried about Colossus coming in, and I just don't want to deal with Colossus, so I'm going to go Roach Hydra. Roaches will kind of help tank some of that damage, and hopefully they won't focus down the Hydras with those Colossus. That was kind of what I was thinking was going to happen because he saw all the Spore Crawlers. Normally you don't go 3 Stargate as Protoss. I haven't seen this in this matchup. I don't know how viable it is. But I mean, 3 Stargate is a little unusual, so I ended up thinking that he was just going to switch tech. I thought because it was just, you know, 1 Phoenix and 1 Oracle, I thought it was just a Stargate. but that's what I get for making assumptions. But you can see that I have no map vision. My map vision ends here, and here I've got pretty good map control because I've got my army here. It is a pretty quick army. It's speed hydra. Are they? I don't think these are even speed roaches. Let's check and see. They are speed roaches. Okay. Sometimes it's a little easier to tell when they've got the spines on the back. I should be able to tell. You know, I'm a Zerg player. I should have recognized that, but whatever. These carriers going to catch me off guard just a little bit. And, I mean, let's just follow these all the way down. You can see that they're starting to rally their way over. I mean, this is a pretty threatening army for something that I have not scouted at all. He did send a few hallucinated Phoenix around to see what kind of tech I was going, and determined that it was a little better just going with these carriers than anything else. I mean, it does make it a little better that I did cancel that Spire tech. I'm pretty happy about that. Seeing Stargate out of a Protoss, yeah, you really don't want to... And it looks like that Spore Crawler going to get a few shots off here. And I just see this out of the corner of my eye, looking over here, and you can see that I've brought my army over. And there we go. I'm going to start attacking everything. I don't have quite enough Hydras to deal with this, and he's going to try and micro out as well as he can. I do get one carrier. It looks like I'm going to get a second carrier, but he is running away. And those things just do so much damage. They're like swarm hosts, man, and you can see that I am putting as many Hydras into this as I possibly can. Spore Crawler helping me out over there. That was a good placement on Spore Crawlers. It would have been nice if I could have moved them a little closer, knowing that he was in this corner, and he's going to take out all of my Hydras. Now I'm down to just roaches, and my Hydra den's going to go down. Little disappointing here. We've got more carriers on the way. He's still got this proxy pylon that I haven't scouted at all. My Hydras are going to step in, and it looks like he's still full on interceptors because I am focusing down just the carriers. But I'm going to back up here. I'm going to bring my infestors up, try and fungal them so that they can't micro. I'm going to lose an infestor right there, it looks like. And hopefully I'm going to be able to get these down. My Hydras are derping around, just trying as hard as they can to take out the attacking units. And it looks like I almost get that down to 1 HP. Come on, infestors. Fungal growth is so good, or at least it used to be, and now he's down to no interceptors, and now we've got 2 carriers left. One of them's down to half its HP. We got 3 carriers in total. But now I'm going to start moving out across the map because I know that I need to make some sort of damage. I'm going for 3-3. I think those upgrades were a good choice on my part. I get my Hydras in, and I take out the last couple carriers as they're going across the map. And that should be pretty much the end of it because he has no other army. He's bankrolling, though. So, I mean, he should be able to defend this if he had more Stargates, if he had more whatever. But that was my first game of the day, guys. I got lucky there, let's be honest. I did this blind. I mean, this wasn't even in my control group. I made a lot of mistakes, but again, first game of the day, so I'm okay with it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is DKG.